people are feeling ecstatic, they're vibing, they're excited, they're just feeling great. And you can feel the energy right now.
The games have got a great vibe about them. They've really been embraced by all the public. They've been a massive success. We've had great sport, we've had great entertainment around it, good cultural live site activity. So it's been buzzing, and I think it's been just what the country needed.
And it's just fabulous to be able to see so many different people mixing and mingling with sport, with music. It's a great opportunity as the kids are off on holiday to be able to come out to a free site and to just do lots of different things. I think it's done a marvellous, marvellous accolade for the city. It's great. I personally, I just can't believe it. I can't believe that I'm watching 3x3 basketball, beach volleyball in Costa del Brum. Do you know what I mean? It's exciting. It's fabulously exciting.
It's really caught the imagination of people. And, you know, the TUC with its cultural unions was very quick to come out the blocks to support when Birmingham City Council said that they were going to bid for the Games.
I think it has brought a good business and tourism, good tourism, because people don't know much about Birmingham before. They talk about London, Manchester, and the game has brought tourism.
I think it's been amazing. Staying in local digs and the excitement of the family that I'm staying with. I mean, we're here in Longbridge, right on the edge of the city. But when you go into the centre of the city, when I've been to the main offices, it's a really good buzz. You know, it's sort of like my hometown of Nottingham. It's like, yeah, why aren't we doing this? You know, so yeah.
Recently, I have just been voted in as the Midlands Area Councillor. So I represent the Midlands. So being here and seeing what we're doing as part of the Commonwealth Games is just, it's an honour, to be honest.
With prop-wise, we were building giant whistles for the policemen because the whistle was invented in Birmingham. There was loads of buttons and bobbins and pins because there was a massive industry of that sort of thing.
I co-composed the song at the top of the show for opening ceremony called Together. I'm a composer, I'm a percussionist.
It's been pretty unrelenting, and we've been at it ever since, well, probably beginning of July. It's been non-stop, building the venues, getting them set up, getting people mobilised and operating in them, overcoming challenges on a daily basis, but we're just about getting to the point now where it's running smoothly.
I can guide people, I lead people at work. Why don't I put all of that into the Games? So I applied in February, just didn't think anything of it, but really hoped I'd get it, and I was absolutely elated when I finally got the chance to come and interview, and then they said, "You got it!" I was really happy. I was really, really overjoyed. It was lovely. It's great.
Yeah, what the role of the TUC is, certainly in my view, it's always been as the enabler. The one that opens the doors so our unions can walk in behind and turn around and say, right, we want our people treated fairly. And what we did was we put together with our cultural unions a memorandum of understanding that we'd secured in the City of Culture in Coventry. We went to the delivery committee for the Commonwealth Games and said, we want to make sure that working people aren't replaced by volunteers. We got that. We want to make sure that no performers, artists or musicians are going to be underpaid, and nationally agreed rates for the job will be honoured. You know, and we achieved that.
Well, the Memorandum of Understanding is basically an agreement between the three cultural trade unions, the TUC and the Commonwealth Games Organising Committee. What it does, it ensures that whether you're an actor in Equity, a technician in BECTU, or if you're a musician in the Musicians Union, you get paid union rates for performing or composing or whatever it is your role is in the Games, to ensure that we get fair pay for all the creative sector workers engaged in the Games.
You know, and it's been huge for the people that have been involved to make sure that regardless of their positions within the Games, it's been trade unions that have provided the stability and the security of the work that they've got to make sure that this is successful Games for the people working within them, as well as the people visiting the city and the region.
It's invaluable, to be honest, because the situation is, without us fighting for the memorandum of understanding, without us working together with the Commonwealth Games Committee and the organising committee, without us working together and pushing forward for great pay, we're stuck again. Just what I said, we're stuck economically.
The MoU is just it's a great remittance for work that I do and the experience that I bring and the time that I spend on the job. So I've never really questioned it from seeing my contract to this day.
I'm a member of the Musicians Union, let's just ring them. And it was fabulous actually, because I toyed with whether or not to join them last year. And I very nearly didn't, but then I thought, well no, if we're going to be gigging more, we need to have that backing, we need to have that support. It was fantastic to be able to email somebody and then ring somebody on top of that email to say, well look, this is what I want. Can you please help me with the rate?
You don't feel that you are being taken advantage of, because you're not.
And we made sure there was a distinction between volunteers and professionally paid artists. That was really, really clear, so that anyone that was a professional would be paid.
And because it's all set out within the musician's website, there was no quibbling with it, there was no arguing with it, do you know what I mean? Whereas before, we might just accept what we get, and if we might argue about that, there's no guarantees what people might pay us, but it was lovely to know that what we're being paid is what we should be paid, and a little bit more. So that was nice. That's really nice. That helps us in our music journey. Really is great backing.
It's important in a multicultural city like Birmingham that we ensure that diversity, equality and inclusion is part of the whole Games experience. And that's what we've ensured with a memorandum of understanding. You know, we are speaking to the Games about who they're engaging, the people they're engaging, where they're from, because one of the big things for us was ensuring that Midlands creative sector workers have a big say and a big part in the Games, and that's what it does.
I think this MoU is also important for making sure that we are holding the region to account, that they are accountable for bringing in local artists. It's very important for me, as you know what I mean, as being a local artist from the Midlands and from the regions, so that they're bringing in local artists, and that diversity is paramount. You can't have something like this and no diversity. Are you crazy? Have you not seen the colourfulness, the beauty that we have here? So that's why it's important.
We were really determined to do is to make sure we've got an inclusive game, so we wanted everybody to be able to take part in it. Being able to work with the TUC and have a memorandum of understanding both around the sort of creative workers that have been involved with this, of which there have been thousands, plus all of the contractors that we've got who we really wanted to make sure were operating to the right standards and had the right approach to their people issues. Having a clear understanding with the TUC, who did back the bid for the Games, of course, has been really a great platform for us to be able to talk to everybody and assure that the Games are delivered in the right way for all those that are taking part.
There's lots to do, there's lots of work available. Everybody can progress. Get your music out there, get singing, get applying it, get looking at funding, and do join the MU, because as much as you might think it's something else to pay out, it's an excellent opportunity to feel covered, to feel backed, to feel that you've got the support.
And we want to make sure that the community is still part of the heartbeat of what we do, and that is really important, and working together. Also, what you find is what you have is this knock-on effect of people getting involved in things like this who might want to start stepping into the professional realm, that will then go, do you know what, I'm interested, let's talk to me.
The young adults with learning difficulties, that was organised by Deputy Head of Props. He had contacts with the Academy, and it was just, you know, it was they're just lovely people, and that you know they've got something out of it.
Yeah, I mean, it was important for us as part of the memorandum of understanding that there was a distinction between professionally paid creative sector workers and those that the Games are engaging from local communities and getting involved in all those activities. Whenever you get something like this happening, it's important that those people who are facilitating and leading those events are professionally paid and properly paid, but we can't squeeze out the local community, because at the end of the day, that's what the Games is about. And we, you know, in the trade union movement, and the 3 unions that have formed this and the TUC are quite adamant that it needs to be an inclusive Games, and that's one way of doing it, by ensuring that that is recognised in the memorandum of understanding.
Well, certainly for the Memorandum of Understanding, we've circulated that to the ITUC to make sure our international colleagues are aware of it, and hopefully then they can build on that when Commonwealth Games, you know, move around the Commonwealth itself, so other countries can potentially benefit from it.
There's a movement of things that Birmingham can create and the legacy can create, that if it's focused in it is what I can describe as a cultural economy tourism. Yeah.
Well, let's be clear, the Memorandum of Understanding that we have with the Commonwealth Games is a first. It's never been done before, and it's been done here in Birmingham. And I think it sends the strongest message possible that when you're engaged on something like a big event like this, fair play and fair pay are crucial elements of that. You know, and we're in a cost of living crisis as well. It has to be right that musicians, actors, dancers, performers, technicians get the right rate for the job that they do. So I think one of the great things about the Memorandum of Understanding is it sets a benchmark going forward.
The legacy's been right at the heart of what we're doing here. We wanted to make sure these games were inclusive, got all the community involved. We wanted to make sure that there was a lasting impression for people who want to get involved in sport and in culture.
So, you know, any other projects that come to Birmingham or any other events that come to Birmingham, they can look at the Commonwealth Games, the fact that we've got a Memorandum of Understanding, and see what the rates are for the job that get done, you know, in any event going forward. So, and I think that will kind of spiral out into other events and other arts organisations too, to ensure that going forward, the legacy that we want to set out for the Games in terms of payment of creative sector workers is embedded in the local cultural economy.
What this does is just shine a light on the region, and it just allows people to see the juicy gloriousness of it and go, well, hang on, we should have gone there a long time ago. So I'm just excited about the growth that's going to be happening here, and just watch this space, because we're already seeing it.
We think it's going to bring people together. Manchester 2002 saw a fantastic legacy from the Commonwealth Games. We're really confident Birmingham's going to get the same. I think Victoria are going to be the next host down in Australia. They'll be fantastic games, very different to ours, but there'll be a lot of learnings for them from what we've delivered here. We've had to deliver through COVID and Brexit and various other challenges. They'll have different ones, but we'll be there to support them as they go forward.
Birmingham's massive, there's lots of talent here. You don't always have to go straight to London to be able to showcase your music. Look at this is a fantastic opportunity. I am pumped to be able to perform tomorrow.
What this means, the Commonwealth Games right here in Brum, it's a Brum ting, it's a Brum ting. It means growth, it means diversity, it means representation. I'm excited. I'm loving it. I'm loving it, loving it, loving it. I'm loving it like Brum. That's it.